people from around the country are mourning the death of Johnny Carson. Carson hosted The Tonight Show from 1962 until 1992, and after he left, he stayed mostly out of the limelight.
Few figures in television history left a mark like Johnny Carson, whose passing sent ripples through the entertainment world. But what happens when the famously private Doc Severinsen finally speaks about the man behind the late-night legend?
On the Friday before he died, I said to my wife, you know, we haven't had Johnny out for dinner in a while. He loves the way you make that roast pork. Why don't we give him a call and see if he can come out?
Behind the laughter and spotlight was a deep friendship built on guidance, loyalty, and unforgettable moments. Just days before Carson's death, Severinsen reached out with a quiet, heartfelt gesture, revealing the depth of their bond. Through his memories, we glimpse a rare and personal side of Carson seen only by those closest to him. Severinsen's first words on Carson. When Johnny Carson passed away, the world lost a television icon. But for Doc Severinsen, it was the loss of a dear friend and mentor. Known for his trademark trumpet and energetic presence on The Tonight Show, Severinsen rarely spoke publicly about Carson until now. His initial reflections struck a somber and heartfelt tone, revealing emotions that had long been held close to the vest. In an emotional moment, Severinsen shared how life abruptly changed after Carson's death, underscoring the depth of their connection beyond the stage. Severinsen revealed a poignant memory that highlighted their personal relationship. Just days before Carson's passing, he had invited Johnny to dinner, recalling how Carson loved his wife's roast pork. Though the invitation came late, it signaled a closeness rarely seen by the public. The call from Carson's nephew confirming the news was a jarring moment that crystallized the loss in Severinsen's life. It was clear that Carson was not just a colleague, but someone Severinsen deeply cared for. More than the shock of losing such a legendary figure, Severinsen spoke of the guiding principles Carson left behind. He described living by a set of personal guidelines handed down by Johnny, a moral compass Severinsen now uses daily. Whenever facing a challenge, Severinsen asks himself, "What would Johnny do?" This simple question embodies the lasting influence Carson had on those closest to him. It's a reminder that Carson's legacy extends far beyond laughter and entertainment. While Severinsen's words were few, their weight was unmistakable. The tone wasn't just a reflection, but a subtle ushering in of stories and insights yet to be revealed. His initial statements set the stage for a deeper look into their long-standing bond, hinting at the richness of their shared history. More than a famous television partnership, theirs was an enduring friendship tested by life's ups and downs. The emotion beneath Severinsen's silence adds a layer of intrigue about what truly defined their relationship. This first glimpse into Severinsen's thoughts invites us to consider the man behind the music, the friend behind the band leader. The rarely seen emotional vulnerability, contrasted with Severinsen's typically vibrant stage persona, captures the gravity of losing a lifelong companion. It's a sharp contrast to the public's usual image of their collaboration, filled with energy and smiles. This moment signals that what follows will explore the profound personal aspects of their story. Severinsen's public remarks also serve as a testament to Carson's impact not just on the world, but on individuals who knew him intimately. His words reveal a sorrow mingled with gratitude, underscoring the complexity of their years together. The implication is that Johnny's influence shaped more than Severinsen's career. It shaped his life philosophy. This realization adds a new lens through which fans and viewers can appreciate their shared history. The respect and admiration Severinsen expressed push beyond the boundaries of a typical celebrity tribute. His heartfelt acknowledgement of Carson's death is a rare window into genuine affection and friendship. It humanizes both men in a way the spotlight and audience rarely see. This sets up the promise of learning more about the closeness that defined their decades together. Even as Severinsen breaks his silence, there remains a quiet restraint, as if holding back deeper feelings for the right moment. This subtlety intensifies the anticipation of uncovering more stories and lessons from their time side by side. It's an invitation to look beyond the stage lights into the bond forged through years of collaboration. What emerges is the beginning of a journey tracing the intertwined lives of two entertainment legends. The emotional weight of Severinsen's first words reminds us that behind every iconic partnership lies a story of heartfelt connection and personal loss. Their journey together was more than professional. It was deeply human. This opening glimpse encourages us to delve deeper into the relationship that shaped their lives and endeared them to millions. The moments they shared remain a foundation for understanding the full scope of their story. Their long-standing friendship. Doc Severinsen and Johnny Carson's relationship began as a professional collaboration but quickly grew into a genuine friendship that spanned decades. Starting in 1967, Severinsen took over as the band leader of the Tonight Show Orchestra, a role that placed him alongside Carson nightly. Over time, their connection deepened beyond cues and applause, forming a bond marked by mutual respect and trust. This friendship was built on shared experiences, both on stage and off, often unseen by the television audience. The two men complemented each other perfectly because Carson brought quick wit and commanding presence, while Severinsen displayed vibrant musical flair and infectious energy. Their chemistry contributed significantly to the show's enduring success. But more than that, they found in each other a confidant and source of support in the unique pressures of show business. The intense environment of live television production created space for their unusual friendship to develop. The couple established their personal bond through their silent actions, which showed their deep understanding of each other's daily routines. The story of Severinsen inviting Carson to dinner shows warm and casual comfort, which cameras often fail to capture. The moments demonstrate how their relationship advanced from work-based interaction to become a genuine friendship. The two people maintained a relationship which included both temporary festivities and serious personal discussions that they kept secret from public view. Through the years, Severinsen observed all three aspects of Carson's character because he saw Carson's comedic side and his compassionate side, as well as his unguarded moments. His understanding of the man extended beyond the iconic television host, which provided him with deep insights about the person. Severinsen has often described Johnny as a man of warmth and sincerity, traits that endeared him to those close to him. The public now receives its first access to this personal aspect of Carson's personality. The two men established a friendship that included both teaching and learning from each other. The two men developed their careers through Carson's instinctive skills and Severinsen's musical expertise. Their collaboration created the framework that defined late-night television programming for multiple decades. The show attained its extraordinary creative potential because the two men shared deep trust, which allowed them to work freely together. Both men navigated fame with a sense of groundedness that likely owed much to their friendship. In the chaotic world of show business, dependable friendship served as their foundation for maintaining equilibrium. Severinsen's reflections reveal that Johnny was not only a mentor, but an anchor for him. The bond between Johnny and Severinsen explains why his death affected Severinsen and everyone else who shared that relationship in such a deep way. Their friendship extended into quiet rituals and shared understanding, which included their ability to communicate without words during live broadcasts. The level of connection between them demonstrates their time spent together, which combined their professional ties and personal bonds. The Tonight Show developed its entire tone and rhythm through elements that only appeared to viewers as they watched the show. Their relationship combined friendship with their goal of entertaining audiences. The relationship between the two people exists as Severinsen breaks his silence about their connection. The relationship developed into a lifelong friendship because both friends supported each other through all their life changes. Severinsen established this base to help him create his thoughts and memories about Carson, which he would use throughout his life after Carson died. The bond between them creates a vital base that helps explain Severinsen's deep respect for the other person. The enduring relationships between them create a setting that enables them to develop their most significant television moments, which became essential to both their personal achievements and the history of television. Their friendship was the invisible thread holding together a remarkable partnership that audiences adored. It is within this space that we find the stories that follow. Memorable moments together. The Tonight Show, with Johnny Carson, was as much a musical stage as it was a comedy platform, and Doc Severinsen's presence was integral to its iconic status. Over their many years together, they created countless memorable moments that showcased their chemistry and quick interplay. From opening fanfares to spontaneous musical cues reacting to Carson's jokes, their exchanges added a unique dynamism to the show that set it apart from any other late-night program. Severinsen's flamboyant style and energetic trumpet solos became a hallmark of the show's identity. He often punctuated Carson's monologues and sketches with musical riffs that heightened the humor and engagement. Their subtle timing and unspoken signals were a testament to deep familiarity and trust, making every episode a finely tuned performance. These moments remain etched in the memories of viewers and television history alike. One legendary aspect of their collaboration was how Severinsen would tailor the music to match Carson's mood or the show's tone. Whether it was a lively introduction or a gentle backing, Severinsen's score complemented the host perfectly. Their ability to interplay seamlessly contributed to the show's relaxed and spontaneous atmosphere, where anything could happen and often did. This chemistry was crucial to the show's appeal and longevity. Behind the scenes, the duo shared a rhythm that allowed for improvisation and creativity. Carson trusted Severinsen to respond effortlessly, adding layers to the viewing experience. Their partnership was a constant dance of timing and feeling that only comes from years of working closely together. This rapport was central to some of The Tonight Show's most unforgettable broadcasts. Severinsen's contributions extended beyond music. He was often part of the comedic fabric. From on-air jokes about his flashy attire to playful interactions with Carson, the bandleader became a beloved character. Their friendship and mutual respect shone through these moments, endearing them to viewers around the world. This warmth helped transform the show into a welcoming space for millions weekly. Throughout their tenure, they witnessed television's evolution together, adapting their performances to changing audiences and eras. Severinsen's steadfast presence offered continuity and familiarity amidst shifts in style and content. Their shared commitment to excellence ensured The Tonight Show remained relevant and wildly popular over the decades. Their bond became a symbol of resilience and creativity in the entertainment world. The show featured some moments that were not planned, but produced unexpected results, which resembled a rare achievement. The show included 2 unscripted segments, which showed both musical humor and authentic moments between actors. The hosts managed to present authentic broadcasts which maintained freshness since they acted as if they shared secret jokes with their audience. The couple established a deep bond, which enables them to build their relationship because of their exceptional friendship. The 2 characters from the show exchanged memorable dialogues with their respective backstage personalities because the showman and the musician and the comedian and the band leader united as one on screen. The affection and respect they held for each other transformed routine broadcasts into exceptional experiences. The moments demonstrate that true collaboration has the power to create extraordinary results. The partnership between them reached its peak during their shared experiences, which included multiple essential moments that displayed their partnership's power. The late-night television golden era, which created these enduring memories, still influences both fans and professionals. The friendship between these two friends served as the foundation for both entertainment history and the tribute that stands today. The stories that defined their collaboration set the stage for the personal lessons and guidance Severinsen absorbed from Carson, shaping a bond that went far beyond the spotlight. Severinsen's guidance from Carson. Throughout their decades together, Johnny Carson was more than a television icon to Doc Severinsen. He was a source of personal wisdom and guidance. Severinsen often spoke of how Carson shared invaluable life lessons, shaping not only his career, but also his approach to everyday challenges. These guiding principles became a silent compass Severinsen relied on long after the spotlight dimmed. The simple phrase, "What would Johnny do?" encapsulated a mindset imparted by Carson that Severinsen now uses to navigate difficult moments. The connection between Carson and Severinsen operated beyond professional guidance because it required deep character analysis and integrity evaluation. Severinsen admired how Johnny balanced humor with sincerity, teaching by example how to be personable yet disciplined. Carson created a powerful impression on Severinsen because he showed him how to conduct himself with dignity throughout stressful situations. The lessons required from us to learn during social gatherings became clear when we observed others interact and share their experiences. The first lesson that Severinsen discovered emphasized how people need to practice humility to achieve success while their public recognition increases. The way Carson maintained his humble disposition had a strong influence on Severinsen, who decided to follow that same path. Johnny, who achieved extreme fame, maintained his connection with others and his original community. The core of their friendship exists through this quality of humility, which also serves as a guide for Severinsen's personal development. Carson taught Severinsen how to build resilience through vital life skills that enable people to handle challenging situations. Through his time with Johnny, Severinsen learned how his friend turned difficult situations into successful outcomes, which he handled with exceptional strength. The quality of flexibility between people became a trait which Severinsen wanted to display during everything he did, both while performing and outside of performances. The unpredictable nature of existence became his response through serene self-assurance, which he learned from Johnny's behavior. Severinsen learned from Carson's wisdom about practical matters while he studied Carson's methods for building relationships. Johnny built strong relationships with people through his ability to show warmth and genuine feelings. Severinsen developed his friendships through these qualities, which he used to treat others with real care and respect. The belief emerged that talent serves as one component of success, while equal weight goes to other essential factors. The guidance Carson provided to Severinsen used his personal decisions as a basis, which helped him choose between two different life paths. Severinsen used Johnny's guidance together with the method of evaluating Johnny's potential decisions to make his career and life path choices. The guidance brought them comfort during difficult times, which increased their mutual trust and affection. Severinsen's character development as a man and band leader occurred through the unnoticeable ways that life lessons taught him. Johnny's backstage knowledge about music production helped him perform better than his trumpet skills and stage charisma, which impressed his audience. The reflections of Severinsen demonstrate that mentoring from someone like Carson will provide lifelong benefits that extend beyond first observations. The enduring impact of their connection shows that their relationship extends beyond work to include mentorship and friendship. The personal guidance we receive from people we respect deeply has the strength to change our lives, according to Severinsen's ability to share his experiences. The enduring nature of Johnny Carson's character remains present today through his work, which extended beyond his performance to create laughter and applause. Severinsen built his survival skills through these important lessons, which served as the base of his coping process after losing his friend Johnny to death. The path from life partnership to existence without a partner developed into a personal experience which followed the teachings Carson passed down. Severinsen's experience of learning from Johnny laid the groundwork for how he would navigate the difficult days ahead, finding strength in recollection and guidance. Coping with the loss. The death of Johnny Carson marked a turning point in Doc Severinsen's life, ushering in a period of profound grief and reflection. Severinsen has openly shared how drastically life shifted after losing the man who had been a constant presence for decades. The void left behind was immense, not just professionally, but deeply personal. The emotional toll was palpable as Severinsen grappled with the absence of a friend and mentor who had shaped his very outlook on life. In the wake of Carson's passing, Severinsen found himself revisiting the guidelines and principles imparted by Johnny. These lessons, once abstract or aspirational, became essential tools for coping with sorrow and moving forward. The simple question, "What would Johnny do?" transformed into a daily mantra offering solace and direction. It became a way to honor his friend's memory by embodying the values Johnny championed. Severinsen's journey through grief was not marked by grand gestures, but by quiet moments of remembrance and introspection. Invoking Johnny's spirit helped him maintain a sense of continuity amid disruption. He described how such reflections were less about denial and more about acceptance, embracing the loss while choosing to live by the values they shared. This balance of vulnerability and strength defined Severinsen's healing process. The support Severinsen experienced extended beyond personal endurance. It resonated through the community of fans and colleagues who also mourned Johnny's passing. Shared memories and collective grief created a network of empathy around Severinsen, reinforcing that loss was not private, but communal. This collective mourning underscored the vast impact Johnny had, not only as a television legend, but as a beloved, sincere man. Severinsen also spoke to the challenges of stepping away from the routine that had defined so much of his life. The daily work with Johnny had been a source of energy and purpose, and its sudden absence created a void hard to fill. Adapting to that new normal required patience and a willingness to find new rhythms. Severinsen's reflections reveal a process of recalibration, where memories of the past guided his steps into the future. Throughout this period, music remained a vital outlet for Severinsen, offering comfort and connection. Playing the trumpet, once part of nightly broadcasts with Johnny, became a personal retreat and a tribute. The act of making music bridged past and present, helping him channel emotions that words could not fully express. This creative practice became a balm, linking Severinsen to the friendship and legacy he cherished. The process of coping also involved acknowledging the profound influence Johnny had on Severinsen's life purpose. Beyond loss, it was an opportunity to celebrate a shared journey and consider the responsibility to carry forward the values they stood for. Severinsen's resolve to live by Johnny's example illustrates how grief can evolve into a commitment to legacy. This promise to uphold their shared principles kept the spirit of their friendship alive. The strength Severinsen draws from his memories prepares him to share more about the legacy Johnny Carson left behind and the indelible mark on the world they once commanded together. The legacy Carson left behind. Johnny Carson's impact on television and comedy is immeasurable, and Doc Severinsen has been among those uniquely positioned to witness it up close. Severinsen often reflects on how Carson transformed late-night TV from a simple variety program into a cultural institution. With wit, charm, and an uncanny ability to connect with audiences, Carson redefined the role of a talk show host. His influence still echoes today, shaping generations of comedians, hosts, and entertainers who followed. Carson achieved his distinctive style through the perfect combination of elegant fashion and approachable design elements. Severinsen found it impressive that Johnny could switch between fun and serious modes, which allowed him to connect with all types of audiences, from guests to viewers. The show maintained its successful run because of its ability to attract audiences through this combination of elements. The Tonight Show, hosted by Carson, served as more than entertainment for viewers because it provided them with a weekly source of comfort that displayed the current era through its humorous and dignified content. Severinsen describes Johnny as a trailblazer who set a high standard for professionalism and creativity. He used intelligent and subtle methods to create his comedy because he wanted his audience to enjoy his clever jokes at exactly the right moment. Carson created magical television moments through his ability to control live broadcasts, which brought forth authentic and unplanned incidents. The combination of special abilities and dedication to work created a legacy of excellence that Severinsen believes will last forever. Carson established his off-screen legacy through his charitable nature and compassionate treatment of others, which extended beyond his professional performances. Severinsen describes Johnny as a warm and humble person, which made his colleagues and friends hold him in high regard. The personal integrity of the party demonstrated to viewers the authentic broadcasting experience. The friendship between Carson and Severinsen created a space where they could share their artistic ideas with one another. Carson achieved cultural importance because he opened new paths that allowed various performers to enter the entertainment industry. His show operated as a talent development platform, which he used to bring upcoming performers into his program while advancing their professional growth. Severinsen uses these instances to demonstrate how Johnny provided mentorship through his wide-ranging relationships with others. His professional work created a major impact because it affected the entire entertainment industry. The legacy that Johnny left behind extends beyond television because it serves as a permanent guide to building relationships and establishing communication. His ability to address serious topics with humor and empathy set a tone for responsible media engagement. The present moment shows how Carson's work created social dialogue that went beyond his role as an entertainer. Severinsen sees this as one of Johnny's most remarkable and lasting contributions. Severinsen predicts that Johnny's influence will endure through the years because people will remember him for more than rating success and award wins. The hosts who followed Carson followed his footsteps because he established a tradition which they now continue. This legacy shows how artistic expression and entertainment create a powerful force that unites people in shared cultural experiences. Through his reflections, Severinsen encourages us to discover the hidden meanings which exist behind the joy of laughter. The weight of Carson's legacy naturally leads us to the more intimate, behind-the-scenes moments Severinsen has shared, revealing the man and friendship beyond the spotlight. Behind-the-scenes stories. Doc Severinsen's memories of Johnny Carson go far beyond the stage, painting a picture of a man full of warmth, humor, and complexity. Working side by side on The Tonight Show every night forged a friendship rich with private moments rarely seen by the audience. Severinsen recalls these insights as windows into Johnny's true character, both the challenges he faced and the joyful spontaneity that defined their time together. Off-camera, Carson maintained a quiet and thoughtful demeanor, contrasting with the high-energy persona he displayed on television. Severinsen remembers Johnny's subtle ways of showing kindness, whether through simple acts of support or heartfelt conversations. These moments forged a trust that allowed Severinsen to witness the multidimensional man behind the spotlight. It deepened their bond beyond mere co-workers to lifelong companions. Laughter filled their backstage interactions as well, often more candid and free-flowing than what aired live. Severinsen treasures the spontaneous jokes, musical cues, and playful teasing they shared away from the cameras. These behind-the-scenes exchanges revealed a deep chemistry and ease that underpinned their on-air performances. It became clear that their friendship was a source of joy and stability amidst the pressure of live television. Severinsen also noted Johnny's particular way of managing the pressures of fame and the expectations of the show. Behind the scenes, Johnny balanced his sense of humor with a grounded approach to work and life. Severinsen admired Johnny's ability to remain calm and focused, never allowing the demands to overshadow the pleasure they found in their craft. This poise was a steadying influence for everyone involved. Another lesser-known aspect Severinsen shared was Johnny's occasional vulnerability, moments when the tireless entertainer showed a more human side. These glimpses, sometimes brief, sometimes more heartfelt, reminded Severinsen of the challenges accompanying a life lived so publicly. They offered a perspective on the strength it took Johnny to continually deliver performances while managing his own personal struggles. Carson's generosity extended well beyond the public eye as well. Severinsen recounted instances when Johnny quietly supported fellow performers and crew members, often without seeking recognition. His generosity was sincere and unassuming, reflecting a character that valued people above prestige. This consistent kindness deepened Severinsen's respect and admiration for his longtime friend. The trust and warmth that defined these behind-the-scenes moments naturally lead us to Severinsen's heartfelt tribute and the enduring message he wishes to share about Johnny Carson. Severinsen's tribute and final message. Doc Severinsen's tribute to Johnny Carson reflects a friendship that spanned decades and shaped both of their lives. He remembers Carson not only as a legendary entertainer, but as a man of warmth, kindness, and quiet strength. Severinsen often speaks with deep gratitude for Carson's influence, both personally and professionally. His reflections reveal an intimate mix of admiration, loss, and lasting affection. According to Severinsen, Carson's generosity reached far beyond the television spotlight. He was a mentor who offered guidance with patience and humility, leaving a lasting impression on those around him. For Severinsen, Carson's real legacy lies in how sincerely he treated people. Behind the scenes, his compassion and authenticity created bonds that were just as meaningful as their work together on television. The life philosophy of Carson, which he learned from Carson, serves as his main guiding principle. In difficult moments, he often asks himself, "What would Johnny do?" Carson practiced his peaceful way of living through this one basic question, which shows his dedication to actual goodness, moral excellence, and dignified behavior. The values that Severinsen lives by demonstrate his commitment to honor the memory of his friend who has passed away. Severinsen found that Carson's humor showed both smartness and controlled delivery as a distinctive feature. His jokes did not carry any negative intent because he used clever timing and mental agility to construct his humor. Carson achieved success with millions of people because he maintained his respect for both his guests and audience members. Severinsen found that Carson developed into a lasting television personality because he combined funny elements with honorable qualities which few comedians possessed. Carson used his compassion as a tool to establish a welcoming environment which benefited his entire production crew. Severinsen remembers a workplace built on trust, friendship, and creativity. The special atmosphere created through their collaboration process made every person who worked on the show feel important. Severinsen believes that Carson's influence has remained constant in the world even after his death. The values he practiced in private life, together with his public laughter, create a lasting effect that drives people to follow him. Johnny Carson's story, told through Doc Severinsen's reflections, reminds us of the power of friendship, kindness, and legacy. From heartfelt memories to lasting lessons, their bond shaped an era of entertainment and touched countless lives. If you found this story inspiring, please like and subscribe for more thoughtful insights into the lives behind the legends.